You're watching NBC5 News at 11.
Good morning. We're starting with the weather on this midday. Here's a live look at Denton. You can see a very messy drive already around 11 o'clock as rain moving through the area here in North Texas. Let's check right in now with meteorologist Adrian Vaughn for the latest on this system. Adrian.
It was pretty robust out towards our west, but now as this storm is pushing its way closer and closer to the Metroplex, it continues to lose its steam. This is actually good news. It's just rain. We're not looking at anything severe and just a few lightning strikes with this activity near Springtown and then back towards Peaster and Weatherford. Also seeing a few lightning strikes there as well. But overall, it's just light to moderate rainfall coming in here across sections of Tarrant County and then stretching off towards the west. A few lightning strikes from time to time near Denton with some more moderate rainfall there between Denton and Sanger, and then sliding up towards Slidell, also seeing some more moderate rain. As we push into the midday and early afternoon hours, we'll continue to see some of those scattered showers move through the area, and then deeper into the afternoon and evening, we may even see some sunshine break out. But this will have an impact to our temperatures. Right now, we're sitting at 69 in Fort Worth. It's 73 in Dallas with the cloud cover remaining pretty thick. It's as we push into the afternoon, the late afternoon time period, when we may see some sunshine. High temperatures today, mostly sitting in the low and mid 80s. We do have additional storm chances coming down the pipeline as we push into the weekend and into next week. I'll have a full look at that coming up in just a little bit.
Adrian, thank you. Hope we get used to the rain here in DFW. Now to a couple of overnight updates, including some relief for Rowlett residents. After a sewer main collapsed last night, crews have fixed the issue, and yes, it's now safe to flush. The 24-inch pipe near Chisa in Liberty Grove caused backups and led to a city alert urging limited water use. Emergency crews worked through the night, and flow was restored around 2:30 this morning. We're also following a developing story out of Garland, where a standoff at a Motel 6 ended in a fatal police shooting and the discovery of a second body. Officers responded to the motel off LBJ Freeway for a disturbance. Police say when they tried to speak with a tenant, that person pointed a gun at officers and barricaded themselves inside a room for hours. Tear gas was used to end the standoff, and police say the suspect then approached a window with a weapon, prompting an officer to open fire. The suspect was later found dead inside, and officers also discovered a second person who died sometime before the incident.
When we went inside, we did observe two people deceased. The person who had displayed the weapon to the officers and another person who, based on our observations, appeared to have been dead for several hours prior to the incident.
Now, Garland police expected to release more information when it becomes available here. A concerning situation there. This midday, we're following new developments out of Keller ISD. The school board has called a special meeting to discuss the lone finalist for their new superintendent. Now, this comes after months of controversy and community outrage there that led the previous superintendent to quit. NBC5's Alana Quillen now live in the newsroom with a recap of the last 6 months and what to expect this afternoon. Alana.
Well, it was just 3 weeks ago today that the school board voted unanimously to not pursue splitting Keller ISD and creating a new district. And that very idea was what started a snowball of controversy that led us to where we are today. Now, this all goes back 6 months ago in January when Keller ISD held a special meeting to propose splitting into two separate districts as a way to save money amid budget concerns. It caused an uproar of parents who overwhelmingly opposed the idea over fears of splitting kids from their schools, and it prompted former Superintendent Tracy Johnson to resign after she also expressed opposition. In February, NBC5 covered a walkout of several high school students at different schools in protest of the plan. That's also when a local homeowners association hired a law firm to sue the board. Those litigations continue today. By mid-March, the school board ditched the proposal, saying reshaping the district to save money would actually require spending tens of millions more. And then last month, in local elections, one board member won re-election, joining two new board members who opposed the split. Now all that's left is discussing the superintendent search process today and potentially finalizing a lone finalist, which the agenda shows the board will do so in closed session. Either way, parents tell me they want transparency and a focus on kids from whoever takes over the district.
Obviously, it's going to be the financial challenges that ISDs are facing right now. It's hiring good teachers. It's getting raises for our teachers. And it's also then making sure the new board is behind us and behind all children.
Currently, Corey Wilson is serving as interim superintendent. He has been with Keller ISD as a teacher and administrator for 23 years. This next superintendent would be Keller ISD's fourth in 3.5 years. In the newsroom, Alana Quillen, NBC5.
Alana, thank you. New this midday, a Texas woman has died from a brain-eating amoeba after clearing her sinuses with tap water. Our partners at the Dallas Morning News report the 71-year-old became sick just days after using a nasal irrigation device filled with RV tap water at a Texas campground. Neither the location of the campground or date of the woman's death were provided. After testing, the CDC found the amoeba Naegleria fowleri in the patient's cerebrospinal fluid. Health officials warn never use untreated tap water in sinus rinses. Use only distilled, sterilized, or boiled and cooled water. Now in Dallas, Operation Justice Trail has taken its course, and the Dallas Police Department set to release a monthly evaluation today. The initiative aims to find and arrest violent felons in the city of Dallas. NBC5's Sophia Beausoleil is attending that meeting, and we'll have more on the results of Operation Justice Trail on NBC5 first at 4. Today we're following up on a story out of Dallas where a mother is now pressing for answers after her daughter was found stabbed to death more than a week after going missing. According to an arrest affidavit, Olivia Rodriguez was found inside a Dallas apartment on June 2nd, 9 days after her family says they last heard from her. Now, she'd been living at the apartment with 34-year-old Teray Sam for over a month. When the victim's family realized they couldn't get a hold of her, they requested a wellness check. Olivia's mother told us as she waited for officers to enter the home, she could smell a decomposing body.
I kept telling them, like, her body is in there. He killed her. I know he killed her.
Released documents say Rodriguez had multiple stab wounds and had been dead for several days. Authorities also found blood in the sink and shower. Teray Sam was arrested and charged with murder, now being held on a $1 million bond. A grieving North Texas mother turned pain into action following the death of her young son. The Deshawn Jaguan Act requires the use of electronic verification of a person's age before the retail sale of alcoholic beverages. Our Candace Sweat first spoke with Deshawn's mother shortly after his death. They sat down once again for an interview about her son's lasting impact.
A banner of Deshawn Jaguan hangs inside the Duncanville field house. Being here brings back memories for Deshawn's mom, Charlotte Stevens.
We actually have been in this gym since he was 5. And when I come back here, it feels like home.
It was here that he thrived.
He was such a superb athlete and had such a future.
That was all cut short in 2022 when Deshawn didn't return home from prom. He was in a crash after buying alcohol from a convenience store that did not request an ID.
No parent wants to feel what I feel, and I don't want a parent to ever feel this.
Stevens felt she had two choices: stay stuck or demand change.
And I made the decision pretty quick because the option of pretending this didn't happen was never an option.
That grit resulted in the Deshawn Jaguan Act, passed in the latest legislative session and sent to the governor's desk this week. Senate Bill 650 requires the use of electronic machines to verify a person's age in the retail sale of alcoholic beverages.
You will scan it and you will do a visual verification of the ID that's being presented to you. And I don't think it's too much to ask, right?
The bill passed with bipartisan support.
I'd move final passage of Committee Substitute Senate Bill 650 as amended, and also recognize his mother that's here today and tell her thank you for being an advocate for this particular bill. Let's give her a hand.
Senator West said in a statement to NBC5 he's proud that the bill has passed into law. He says the bill's success was very much thanks to one determined mother who wanted to save lives. Deshawn is now missing from family photos, which now include a young nephew, but his memory lives on.
Never get tired of seeing the reminders. I think he's proud. I think he's incredibly proud.
In Duncanville, Candace Sweat, NBC5.
He did it in 2017, and now he's doing it again. President Trump banning people from several countries from entering the U.S. The president says it's intended to prevent terrorism and strengthen national security. This new travel ban is more expansive than the one the president implemented back in 2017. People from a dozen countries not allowed to enter the U.S. The full list is on your screen. Among them are Afghanistan, Haiti, and Iran. And people from 7 more countries face restrictions, including Cuba and Venezuela. The list follows a January executive order that required federal officials to compile a report on hostile attitudes toward the U.S. The White House says a sweeping new travel ban will go into effect Monday. The latest efforts by the Trump administration to crack down on immigration continue. A new ruling set to leave tens of thousands of college students in Texas without legal residency with a major economic disadvantage. A federal judge struck down a law that allows undocumented students who live here to receive in-state tuition. Lawmakers in Austin passed the measure decades ago when it was signed into law by Republican Governor Rick Perry. But current Governor Greg Abbott and Attorney General Ken Paxton both cheered the ruling. Abbott posting on X, "In-state tuition for illegal immigrants in Texas has ended."
Our opposition is calling us the criminals, when in reality we are students. We are simply people that are looking for a better tomorrow, and we say this clearly. We are simply trying to make Texas a better state.
Now, according to the President's Alliance on Higher Education and Immigration Group, there are about 57,000 undocumented students enrolled at Texas colleges and universities. Ciao, Italy. American Airlines turning here over to DFW, launching its first ever nonstop flight from our airport to Venice, taking off this afternoon. The Fort Worth-based carrier is rolling out a record-breaking summer schedule, adding 5 new European routes. Also taking off today, daily service to Athens, Greece. So if I'm not here this afternoon, you know where I've gone. Coming up ahead, a permanent home for the Dallas Wings in North Texas. A major vote today could make it happen. Plus, AI breakthroughs just keep coming. Now looking ahead, meet the Texas high schoolers using it as a force for good in the classroom. That's up ahead. We're tracking a major recall involving a popular drink found on many North Texas shelves. Select bottles of Topo Chico sold at Costco are being pulled due to possible bacterial contamination, a potential health risk, especially for people with weakened immune systems. Coca-Cola issued the recall notice to Costco members on Monday. The affected cases were sold at warehouses here in Texas and in Louisiana. If you bought any, Costco says return them for a full refund. And there's also a recall involving ground beef sold at Whole Foods. The USDA says 1-pound packages of organic rancher ground beef may be contaminated with E. coli. The recall applies to packages labeled 85% lean and 15% fat with use or freeze-by dates of June 19th and 20th. So far, there are no reports of illness. A pair of Texas high schoolers say they've created an app to catch students using AI to cheat. It works to find out if handwritten assignments may have been created with the help of AI. Now, a user can upload a photo, which it will then process and calculate a probability score of AI involvement.
Teachers didn't have a way to directly address this problem. So we decided to make Argus that would allow teachers or anyone really to just upload raw images of handwriting and get the likelihood of AI back just like any other tool.
I don't know how popular that's going to make him in the classroom, but good on them. A version is already available in the Apple App Store. The students say they're working on expanding access to schools and offering free subscriptions to educators. The city of Dallas could move forward today on a plan to transform part of a far west Oak Cliff Park so the Dallas Wings could use it. The Dallas Park and Recreation Board will consider using part of Joey Georgiou's Park on North Cockrell Hill Road for the WNBA team's new practice space. But this doesn't come without some concerns about the price tag from several city council members. Our Larry Collins following that story from Dallas City Hall.
That next very important step could happen today, but there is a contingency plan, a backup plan, if you will, if that vote does not move forward today. Here's what we do know. Take a look at this. This is the land in question, a park that's currently unused. Right now, it's a nearly 200-acre site that has never been developed. The Dallas Wings are expected to move to their new home in Memorial Stadium at the Convention Center in 2026. That comes under a 15-year, $19 million agreement that also included the construction of a practice facility. That agreement guaranteed the city would provide this facility on time. That would require making some moves relatively soon. Our partners at the Dallas Morning News also reporting that the Wings home office would also be based in that area of Southwest Dallas.
We need to get this done as our obligation to the Dallas Wings, the WNBA, and the residents of this city.
It's going to cost millions more to build it. And so as long as we are prepared to do that, which we signed a contract to do, then let's go.
But 3 Dallas City Council members wrote a memo to the city manager saying that spending this money on this facility raises significant concerns on the alignment with the city's goals for downtown Dallas, as well as fiscal responsibility. If the board does deny the use of that parkland today, Dallas will look at another option. Where that option is, that location has not been made to the public just yet. In Dallas, Larry Collins, NBC5.
Well, Larry, thank you. Something to watch here. NBC5 is working to get clarification about how much this Wings practice facility will actually cost the city of Dallas. Last week, the council approved $5.5 million for architectural and design services. In a memo to the city manager this week, 3 council members said they have concerns about spending $55 million. We'll ask City Hall about those numbers later today. And a new scam alert this midday, and there's a good chance it's already hit your phone. Fake text messages are going around claiming to be from the DMV. They say you've got outstanding parking tickets and threaten fines or license suspension if you don't pay up. The town of Northlake has issued an alert telling drivers the Texas DMV does not issue traffic citations, and any legitimate communication over traffic violations will come from the Northlake Municipal Court, not the Texas DMV. They're urging people who get the scam text to report it to the FBI. And some North Texas athletes are bringing their skills to the national stage. They're hoping the competition will leave them jumping for joy.
When I'm jumping, it feels relieving, like it feels free.
It's a big deal because we're the first and only youth double dutch team to come out the entire state of Texas to represent Texas on the national stage.
Gotta love this story. The Unicorn Jumpers are a competitive sports team based in Little Elm. They've been invited to the National Double Dutch Championship. Now, this rope ties the Unicorn Jumpers to their community, every step in memory of their coach's youngest daughter.
She was our little unicorn. So we also use this as a way to keep her legacy alive.
Beautiful story here. The National Double Dutch Championship starts tomorrow in Atlanta. So I know the entire Metroplex is going to be rooting them on. We're taking a look at the Metroplex here. That weather moving in here. Since we started our newscast, Adrian, how are things looking right now?
Yeah, I think some people might be jumping for joy because they've got some rain and it's not coming with big hail or strong wind.
I didn't know we were allowed to get that.
Yeah, I know, especially this time of year. We're happy to have some of this rain for sure. And you can see that this complex of thunderstorms, it was pretty robust a couple hours ago to our west. At this point, it continues to weaken as it pushes its way closer and closer to the DFW area. So we've got a little bit of rain, just a few lightning strikes, but most locations just getting in on some beneficial moisture. You can see that we've got one lightning strike there just to the south of Justin, some light rain filling in across the mid-cities. Not all of the locations that are seeing the green right now are actually getting in on rain. This is a little overdone here, but the clouds are certainly in place area-wide. You can see that we've got the rain from Denton back through Argyle, Justin, Boyd, Rome. There's another lightning strike there between Boyd and Rome. So some locations getting in on that here at this point in time. Again, it's not much, and all of this does continue to weaken as it is shifting its way eastward. You can see the view outside in Denton right now where we've got some raindrops on the camera lens. Temperatures are impacted because of the rain moving through the area and the excessive cloud cover across the region. We're sitting at 72 degrees with winds out of the north at 12 miles per hour right now at DFW Airport, but there are some locations that are still in the 60s at this point. From Denton back through Fort Worth, it's upper 60s in Bowie and Bridgeport. Still pretty warm for areas to our south where we've got some sunshine that has already come out from Corsicana down through Mejia. So we'll continue with this slight chance for some showers and a couple rumbles of thunder through the early afternoon time period. Beyond that, we may even see some sunshine break out late this afternoon and heading into this evening, and then more clouds move back into the mix as we move into the overnight tonight. High temperatures today, again, they're impacted because of the clouds and the rain that we've got moving through the area right now. So we're sitting in the low and mid 80s in most locations. And you can see Futurecast, once we get towards like 3, 4 o'clock, we still have the clouds around, but most locations are dry. Still can't rule out maybe a stray shower or rumble. But I think, again, most locations are dry this afternoon and heading into this evening. We've got the cloud cover in place with temperatures falling back into the mid 70s. As we move into the day tomorrow, it's hot, it's humid. Our high temperatures are in the low 90s, and once you factor in the high humidity in place, it's going to feel like 100 in some locations. We do have a lot of sunshine as we are wrapping up the week tomorrow and then getting into the weekend. The bulk of Saturday still dry with sunshine in place, but by Saturday night, we'll be watching a complex of thunderstorms move in, and that's why we're included in a level 2 risk for some severe weather, pretty much from Dallas-Fort Worth to the north, included in that severe weather risk. Hail and high winds going to be the main concerns as we move into Saturday night, and that's because we're watching a pattern change happen here. We'll call it a northwest flow because the storm storms flow from the northwest into North Texas, and that will be bringing in some storms Saturday night and again Sunday night, and we'll be looking for some widespread rain as we move towards Monday. Temperatures are pretty hot out ahead of all of that, but some unsettled weather, Keenan, is heading our way as well, so a lot to watch in the coming days.
Rain, here to stay. Thank you so much, Adrian. Appreciate you. And stay with us. The 5 stories you need to know to go into this afternoon. Coming up next. 5 stories we're following through the afternoon here at NBC5. First, who will be the next Keller ISD superintendent? Board trustees will talk about the lone finalist for the position this afternoon. The district's former superintendent, Tracy Johnson, resigned earlier this year when talks to split the district were brought up. That plan was abandoned in March. And SMU has a new president. Our NBC5's Katie Blakey has an exclusive one-on-one conversation with Jay Hartzell you won't want to miss. You can hear all about his thoughts on the future of SMU athletics coming up at 4 and 6. And today, Dallas Park officials are set to vote on a deal for a new United Soccer League team called Atletico Dallas. But who's bringing the team home? First, some serious competition between Cotton Bowl Stadium and the city of Garland will have to play out. Last month, the Dallas Morning News reported the city of Garland plans to invest in a $70 million complex to help make an attractive offer for that team. And America's sweethearts are back in business. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders returning for a brand new season of their Netflix show. You can expect to see the reality docuseries with high kicks and higher drama on June 18th. For my money, the best character, Reese's husband, for sure. And ahead on NBC5, first at 4, new technology that could identify breast cancer earlier than ever. How it's shaping the future of care. Up ahead at 4.
Well, weather-wise for us, we are watching this complex make its move into the area. It continues to weaken, so just a few scattered showers between now and mid-afternoon. And as we move into the days ahead, we've got several more opportunities for rain and storms. Keenan?
Adrian, thank you so much. We'll keep watching that possibility coming up on Texas Today. Tips to refresh your eating habits. Plus, give Dad the gift of grilling from Clay Pigeon. And Ascend Dallas talks about their nurse-family partnership program. A lot of information coming your way in the next program, Texas Today, coming up next. Thank you all so much for joining us here on the Midday. I'll be right back here with The Connection in the next hour.